All right, everybody, welcome back to Tabletop Bob. It's another Tuesday night Tales of the Valiant with our intrepid group here. I'm Kyle, your DM for the evening.
Woo.
Joining me, of course, is Bob and Estelle and CJ and Nate and Chris. The whole crew is here. Welcome back. Happy to be here. Happy to be running another session with these fine folks. Um, Got to start off with the Tabletop Bob slogans of the week.
Oh yeah.
So we've got Tabletop Bob saving the day in spite of ourselves.
Mm.
We've got Tabletop Bob Murder Hobos Unite. Um, Tabletop Bob, our games are better than therapy. And finally, Tabletop Bob, we're regretting our choices as a bonus action.
Tabletop Bob will need to go to therapy. Maybe we'll need to go.
um, so last week, because I'm unprofessional, I totally forgot about the Tabletop Bob question.
How
Which
dare
actually
you?
benefited because I couldn't think of a new one for this week, so I'm going to use the one from last week. Uh, what is your favorite D&D monster? Bob,
Ooh.
you're our illustrious leader. We'll start with you.
Oh, this is easy. I could even do this for Bob.
All right, CJ, let's hear it. What do you think?
Oozes. Just
Mm.
oozes. That's the answer.
Is it which ooze? Nah, that's the question.
Oh. Uh,
Which ooze?
which ooze?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go gelatinous cube.
That's a good
Think.
one, but I think I'd have to go with black pudding.
Ah,
I have to go with black pudding. It took it took Flair's life once,
yeah.
so that was cool. It's actually claimed, I think, 3 deaths on the channel. Black pudding. So I think that might have to be my favorite monster. Though I do say the Meanlock is a really cool monster. If you don't know it, the Meanlock was, I think, invented somewhere in like 3rd edition D&D. Maybe it has a longer roots, but I know it definitely started in 3rd edition. And there was that Dragon magazine adventure, Meanlock Prison, that I ran early on when the channel was in its infancy. Supernatural 20 adventure was awesome. That is gotta be, without a doubt, one of the coolest monsters. Not as great anymore. They kind of dumbed it down in the newer editions, but back in 3rd edition, oh, the thing was a terror. Would mind control you, turn you into one of them. It was great. So I'll go with those two. Black pudding, that, but CJ thinks he knows me so
It's
All right.
oozing.
Yeah, Estelle, what is your favorite?
I kind of said the gelatinous cube as well. It's just very,
well. Wow.
I like out of like all the fantasy like elements out there, and I know that some people out on the internet say like D&D is like the owlbear game, but like how many games have the cube there, just menacing you?
Yeah, I agree.
And like that was
I'm
like that was like the first actual monster I faced in my first D&D game, and I just ran
really.
right into it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even evil. It just exists. Like,
Yeah.
it's not its fault that its biological makeup is toxic to every
Hmm.
substance on the planet. Uh,
Yeah.
I was psyched when the module that it had a gelatinous cube in it. And like the armor saying in it is like to entice you to like go on the little ledge and like go for it, but like echolocation came through in a clutch, so it gave you the
Beetlejuice.
hint. But yeah, gelatinous cubes are pretty awesome, and they're like signature D&D monster, like classic.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm a fan of that too. CJ,
We
what
had a
about
good
you?
encounter with a gelatinous cube in a campaign Bob was running in person, where there was at the bottom of the well, and we threw something in the well, and it like hit the like it didn't hit the bottom of the well, but then it slowly started moving, and we were like, that's a little weird. Like they're so fun to like find too, because they're like they're invisible. They're completely,
Yeah.
yeah. But
It's a great monster, really.
they're great. They're a wonderful monster. But as far as D&D monsters go, man, it's like there's so many good ones that picking your favorite is like picking your favorite child, and you just can't do that. Uh, but if I really, displacer beasts are really freaking cool.
Yeah.
I love a good displacer beast. Like they just look so cool. I've only ever really encountered them once. But they've always been like they've never been like evil towards us. They've always been like the victim that we're like helping. Um, but they're just so cool. Like it's such a cool like creature design. Like it's a panther with an extra set of legs and tentacles. Like that's so cool. And some of the lore about them between like their them and Blink Dogs, and you like they have like this rivalry between Blink Dogs and Displacer Beasts. It's crazy. So I really like Displacer Beasts and of course Beholders, any kind of Beholderkin as the larger grouping of creatures would be probably second.
Yeah,
All right.
beholders are sick.
Yeah.
Beholders are sick.
Again, another classic, classic for a reason. So Nate, what about you?
Man, this is tough. I you know, one beast I really, really liked that I hadn't really used before until maybe last year were I think it's pronounced Remoraz.
Oh,
The
Oh.
those guys, those things are real cool. And a big fan of those. I like the fiery Remoraz.
Yeah, fiery centipede. It's like giant centipede.
Yes.
fiery
Yeah.
giant centipede.
Yeah.
And they're like
Yeah.
Arctic creatures too, which is even crazier.
I had them like protecting the entrance to Arathator, the old white death up in way up in the
In Icewind Dale or
Old North.
is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
Heck yeah.
And finally, Chris.
While I love that Displacer Beast, I'm gonna say probably the most impactful D&D monster I remember from the old days. I was like 12, maybe playing. The Rock.
Oh
the
yeah.
ROC Rock, man. That thing, we had no idea, and we were like, I had a Cavalier, and I had a horse, and I was so proud of. I had a magic lance, and I was on my horse leading the party because that's what Cavaliers do. And this rock came down and took my horse, and left an impact on me forever.
Yeah, those early editions where it was like it just looks like a bird, and then for
Yeah.
scale, they have it holding an elephant.
Yeah, yeah, the
You know, and
picture,
you're
right?
like, oh
Yeah.
boy.
It looked like a small bird at first because it was up there so high, but then it came down.
In real life, once I was on like one of those drive-through safari things, like a Great Adventure, and they had giraffes, and then like the giraffe like head, like it's so far away, it starts getting closer and closer to the window, and the head just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then like it gets close, and you realize the magnitude. So
I saw a meme somewhere where it's like a giraffe is like a fantasy creature. Like
Yeah.
think about like if you would describe a giraffe to somebody, kind of like a horse, but it's got a really long neck and it's got yellow and spots and whatever. It's like nobody ever believe it. It's just this crazy animal. It's insane. Got a long tongue. Like it's the weirdest real life animal.
awesome picks, guys. So for mine, and I'll try to keep this short. I tend to ramble. I think this counts because they started out as creatures, and then became something you can be, and that's Dragonborn. They have like this kind of special spot for me because, I kind of stepped away from tabletop stuff and gaming and everything like that. I missed all of third edition, that sort of era of the game. And then many years ago, before I met Bob and CJ, I was taking improv classes. And one of the things I would do after my improv classes, I would walk around the city and just kind of like people watch. So I could come up with like little things to, when I was doing a scene, like how I would act or how I walk. And I was walking through a Barnes and Noble, not even paying attention to the books. And I ended up in the gaming section, and I saw the cover of the 4th edition Player's Handbook, which is a Dragonborn. And I was like, what even is that? And I immediately picked it up and flipped right to those pages. And it was like the perfect image to just suck me right back in. Like, man, I can breathe fire. Like I can be this. This is so great. And I was like, and it just, that was the sort of catalyst that sort of got me back in, and I looked up the new rules, and I'm like, oh, I found a game to go play, and I'm like, this will be a good improv practice. And then I stopped doing improv, and I just did gaming instead. One was supposed to make one better, and then it just ended up taking over.
It's funny you say that, because I remember that when they came out, those Dragonborn, it was very, I feel like a lot of people were divided on it. Like it didn't exist in 3rd edition before, like you said, as a playable class, and it was a weird one, a unique one. Now it's like we have so many different strange, you consider strange or non-conventional. Yeah.
You know, the only way it could be more D&D is if there was a species that was part dungeon. So you'd have a Dragonborn and like a Dungeonian in every adventuring party. It would be almost mandatory. But
oh man.
So those are our favorites. And they're awesome. So
let us know yours in the comments below.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely let us know.
Someone needs to write up
some suggestions of what to put up against the, so once again, welcome back, guys. This is Division 7 Tales of the Valiant. We're gonna get right back into it. Last week, the party ventured deeper into the caverns to investigate the weird spore disease that had taken over the town of Holgig. They found and battled the infected Spore Lord, the leader of the Mushroom Folk village, defeated him while sparing his life, brought him back to his people, and sort of pieced together some of what was happening, and learned that some of the denizens of Holgig had actually poisoned their water supply, and created this whole mess. A person from the village who was a little bit of an outsider, but still kind of very much entrenched in the town, was Merriwick, the fisherman. He had approached two of the folks in the town, Jurig and Derek, two young men, one of which succumbed to the spore disease. The other one, he discovered this knowledge because out of guilt, he actually hung himself and left basically a confessional note, that they were sort of put up to this by Merriwick, whose intentions are still unknown. So the party helped set up the water filtration machine with Wingnuts, and to begin purifying the water supply. And our episode is actually tonight is going to pick up 3 days later. Ello, during that period of time, you were underwater, and you found not a cavern, but like a passage or an opening under the riverbed, and were promptly attacked by some sort of tentacled thing. So you're basically underwater all last session fighting a tentacle monster.
Okay.
So by the time you emerge, having defeated the creature, you went back up to the Mushroom Folk village and found out you missed the whole thing. They fill you in. Oh yeah, your friends went down and they took out. They defeated Enoch, but he's still alive, and we're trying to take care of him and see if we can cure him of the disease. And they kind of bring you up to speed. That little passage, it's like the Mushroom Folk actually know about it. It actually leads down into the Underdark. And they said every now and again, something pops up, and they have to kind of deal with it. But one of the things that they request of you, because you're being amphibious, and they ask you if you could actually help seal that tunnel. So over the course of the 3 days, with their help, they kind of get the materials together, and in tandem, the two of you, they get the materials, and you kind of help seal off that passage, because it's been a real thorn in their side for a really long time. But they're so top heavy that once they get underwater, they're like useless. It's like kind of a natural flotation device, so it's really hard for them to get down into the water.
As a pufferfish, I know what it's like having a thorn in your side. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that also, in the fisticuffs, your body, gets a little bit more durable, leading up to your level up there.
Heck yeah. I love it.
And some of the other things that are going on across these 3 days, guys, is You try to track down Merriwick. You try to find traces of where he went, and you are unsuccessful. You try to do some tracking out in the forest. That pack of wolves seems to have dispersed. Every now and again, you spot a wolf out in the wilderness, but not. They're not aggressive. They're just kind of out there doing their thing. But you're sort of you can't pick up his trail, basically. I would say probably Yip would be doing that a lot because he's probably a little bit more outdoorsy and a little bit more. His tracking is probably the best, and really no indication of where he might have escaped to. Calvin would meet with some of the village leaders to try and figure out, like, what are they going to do now? A lot of the population was wiped out by this disease. So sort of getting everybody together, figuring out, who, what skills people have, what each person brings to the table, what they can do. Does anybody have any ideas? Do they have family outside that can ask for help? So a lot of logistics and figuring out who's going to fill what role in the town for now after this, pretty huge dip in their population. L would be recruited by the owners of the general store, Stu and Kira. What's her name? Kira? I think her name was Kira.
Not Rebecca.
Or Hylia's parents.
Rebecca with a
They
Y.
would sort of enlist you to help them take out the last of the spore infected. They kind of had a system down. This is a village of trappers. They know how to stalk. They know how to outmaneuver. Things like that. But they're not great at killing stuff. And these infected villagers are very durable. So you sort of lend your skills to theirs. They figure out the traps. They corner them, get them in nets, incapacitate them in various ways, and then they entrust you with kind of finishing them off, which is also kind of psychologically a little bit better for them too, because these are their neighbors, their friends, their relatives, beating them to death.
They're
even
having me
in
put
this
down Old
infected
Yeller
state.
for them.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough go. So they sort of ask you for assistance in that regard. And finally, Vigor, Rebecca with a Y, fellow worshiper of Solana, comes to you in all black with a veil, and just asks, as a holy man, would you help her in sort of doing last rites, respectfully, helping the villages that they've lost. They can't bury them all. They're going to use pyres because they are still afraid of this disease. Like, they understand it was a water contamination thing, and their water's going to get purified, and they won't have to worry about this anymore. But they need to be cautious. So she sort of asks, for your assistance in that.
I'd be more than happy to help bring Solana's light to your village and purge the evils from within. The darkness will be burned away.
Awesome. Some good news from the mushroom folk. Enoch is alive. He was infected just because of the concentrated exposure while he was down in the tunnels. But being a mushroom folk, he doesn't have like a bloodstream or like organs. So slowly but surely, the mushroom folk are sort of basically cutting off the infected parts.
Oh.
But they have to do so slowly because he has to heal and sort of replenish that portion of his body before they can kind of move on to the next. So the villagers from the mushroom folk village are kind of focusing on that. They're rebuilding their own village, which was attacked by these spore creatures, and kind of rebuilding in their own way. They're going to leave the tunnel to the Underdark sealed for now. The Underdark's a pretty nasty place. They want to keep it closed off. Once Enoch recovers, he can, sort of return to his efforts to kind of foster peace and keep things, from becoming dangerous from there. But he was sort of their leader. His next in line is very young and still has a lot to learn. So they're hoping that he can recover quickly enough to sort of revisit those efforts. And also in those 3 days, Kailana, the Shaper, the person who hired you guys, comes to Hulgig. Wingnut left as soon as his delivery was pretty much finished. He said, I'm going to go back to Hamalane. I'm going to report into Kailana, and I'm going to have her come and meet with you guys because she can probably help. And your due payment, deal's a deal. So she actually does come in on the 3rd day. She arrives with Wingnut again. Grateful for your efforts. She gets brought up to speed on the terrible events here, and she actually apologizes. Like, if I knew this was this terrible, I would have enlisted more people, to help.
Seems like you enlisted the right people anyway.
Well, that's true. Your reputation at Hamalane is you're still talked about. Your bravery and your protection of them, and I'm sure Hulgig will sing your praises for generations as well.
Do we get a bonus for this?
Not from her. She said, well, with Wingnut being out of commission, I couldn't make a few deliveries, so I'm a little strapped. But a deal is a deal. She gives each of you 50 gold pieces as promised.
Yeah.
Ching.
That's a lot.
And she also has some insight once kind of being brought up to speed on current events. She has a theory on where Merrywick might have gone. And she pulls out a map. And she says he would have had to leave in a hurry. And the best way to leave without making any traces or leaving any signs would be by river. Can't track his scent. He wouldn't leave any tracks. He was a fisherman, so he's familiar with the river and the terrain. And there is another town where that river intersects with another called Moonbright. It's a larger town than Hulgig, where he could kind of lay low for a bit and figure out how to sort of move on from there if he wanted to run, or just simply hide out to avoid being noticed. It's kind of a town that was a small, rustic, mostly farmer town with a small mill that made textiles from local moss, which was actually a very special type of moss that only grows there, and also did some logging and made furniture, like artisanal furniture. But it's also a really good trade hub because of it intersects 2 rivers. So lots of traders will move their products through there. They'll stop. It's a way station, but also, have commerce there themselves. A lot of the businesses have changed owners. A lot of younger people now are in charge. Some of the older generation have kind of moved on. So it's kind of in flux right now. So it's a lot of excitement. So it's drawn a lot of people, a lot of new travelers. So it's absolutely perfect place for Merrywick to hide. And it's not that far. So he could have gotten there relatively quickly and kind of either moved on from there or blended in before any word of what happened here really got out. So she said, if I were to search for somebody, that's where I would start. She says, if he is there, folk like you are going to attract a lot of attention, all coming in at once. So it would be best if you had like a cover for why you were coming.
We're not subtle. I look at the very
so at the very least, when you first get there, you have some time to kind of ask around and try to figure out where he may have gone or if he'd even passed through. Before, if he were still there, he would hear and dart out before you got the lay of the land and could catch him. She said they're actually, I had gotten a request for a very minor delivery, but it's a wedding gift. Apparently there's some big wedding that they're planning. It's happening very soon. It's coinciding with their harvest festival, sort of a combination celebration, much like the one at Hamalane. And so I needed to deliver this package anyway. So coming to the village as sort of couriers, and protection for the package could be a good cover story. And then you stick around for the hospitality and things like that. A little bit more nondescript and like a group of folks like you just kind of showing up.
You just wanted us to deliver a package.
Well, this was a favor. I'm actually, it was some old friends of mine. Their daughter is the bride. So once I got the invitation, I can't be there myself. I have to get back on the road. There's more things to build, more deliveries to make. But I just thought, for old time's sake, I would send a gift instead of going to the wedding itself. So it's convenience, yes, but also, I mean, have a look at the map. If you think there's a better hiding place for him, by all means.
What's the wedding gift? A toaster?
Well, actually, it is a device for heating up sandwiches. It's a little mechanism. You make your sandwich, and then you place it on there, and you just kind of put the cover over, and it heats it up and squeezes a little bit and makes it, the cheese nice and gooey. It's a way to just kind of up your sandwich game a little bit.
Like a printing press.
Yes, very, very similar. Very similar. It's very popular in cities
A
nowadays.
sandwich press?
Yeah, that is what it is. And she, Wingnut's little compartment opens and his little mechanical arms kind of untwine. Oh yes, it's right here in the interdimensional space that resides inside of me. And his little arms kind of, and it comes out a little, package with a ribbon on it and a card.
We will take this sandwich press and deliver it to the newlyweds, and perhaps this will lead us to Merriwick.
Yes. The bride's name is
while she's talking to Wingnut or whatever, I look at everybody and I say, "This invention will never catch on." Who needs their sandwiches heated?
You just put it on a skillet.
Well,
Of course.
if the groom's name is Panino, I think we know what we're
her name is Ebril. Her name is
Ebril. What a beautiful name.
Her last name is Perelbacher.
Nice.
Her
Spelled
parents
exactly how you'd
owned,
think.
Her parents owned the tavern at Moonbright. They sold it off and retired. But she still lives in Moonbright, and the gift is for her.
And the groom?
The groom's name, that is a good question. There's a lot of names here, guys. Cobalt Press loves naming everybody. Let's see.
Also need to know the father of the bride.
I want the name of every single guest, as well as the name of everyone in
You have the
town.
guest list. Also, the table, the seating chart would be really useful.
Are we going to be wedding crashers?
God, I hope so.
Because that
What's
would be
the
awesome.
attire?
Is it black tie?
Where is the groom's name? I can't.
Oh, it has to be. Has to be black tie.
I didn't pack anything for this.
I'm
Calvin's
always
gotta
in
get
the
his
black
robes.
tie.
I got to get something other than robes that open too easily.
Please. You know,
I could
have
I could find you some Solanian
Oh wait,
ceremonial garb.
totally had the wrong names here.
Would it fit?
The daughter's name is Fabienne,
Oh,
Oh,
Fabienne?
and her parents are Asher and Verena Northcord. And the groom's name,
is he Ebro?
no. Where is the name? I can't find the groom's name. I'll find it somewhere.
We'll find him.
We'll come across it sooner or later. I've got one of those chalkboards, the conspiracy boards with all the lines in it and
Mhm.
everything. because this is a small town, so everybody's gonna. His name will get found out somewhere.
Yeah, he's not important.
But anyway, so the people of Holgig, out of appreciation for all your efforts, this is not a rich village to begin with. Hylia gives Elle back her bow. She says, thank you. I hadn't used one of these since I was a little girl. My mother insisted on me learning, but it was never sort of my thing. But I now kind of realize it's an important skill to have. You never know where danger might come. But my mom has tons of weapons, so she's definitely got a bow that I can use. You should use this and do good wherever you can. The world would be better for it. So if this can help you at all, it's definitely will do more good in your hands.
I'm glad you learned the lesson of needing to know how to kill someone. It's very valuable. It will serve you well.
We'll do our best to rebuild and move on from our loss and heal one day. But we'll make sure that generations to come will know of the people who saved us and helped us. They'll also give you guys a boat to use the river to travel because it's faster. It'll get you right to the town. It's a simple sort of rowboat, but it's big enough for you guys.
Hey.
Race, yeah.
A little cramped, but
yeah, we'll race. Hello.
The mushroom folk have a couple of gifts for you as well.
Oh, it's like Christmas.
Mushroom.
Find these here so I can show you.
Fungus.
Okay. So they gift you with some very exotic mushrooms.
Now we're talking.
Okay.
Oh, shiny.
These are called gill snap mushrooms. They give you 3 of these.
Whoa.
They're little electric bomb mushrooms.
What do they do?
And they also give you...
That's pretty wild.
They give you 2 more of those Mother's Mender mushrooms, the ones that heal.
Yeah.
I'd love another one of those. They were so tasty.
Yeah.
And then they give you 10 of these. They're called Snippy Long Stem Mushrooms. And yes, I think the image is a mushroom made of cereal. Looks like. Or candy, maybe. They say, life on the road can get a little rough. And this will just kind of help the food taste a little better. Little creature
I'm gonna
comfort.
add that to my inventory.
while you travel. Ello, you also notice that your friend Yip is wearing some dope new armor.
Yes.
And I believe Vigor is wearing some really comfortable looking boots.
Very nice boots.
I like the fashion statements, gents. Yep. What you wearing, friend?
It's armor. I
Indeed,
love it.
indeed.
It makes me really, really slippery.
Oh, well, join the club. Yes. Very cool. Like that. And Vigor, Master of Battle. What are those boots?
They're super comfortable. They're nice and
Excellent.
cushioned. They've got like a little bit of extra padding in them. Super nice.
Do they make you faster or jump high or something?
No, what? It doesn't make. They're boots. What are you talking about?
Why would you think that?
Well, the existence of magical items. And
Just
just
boots,
hoping
man.
that someone got one last time. I just
Nah, they're just boots.
they're dope boots. I love them.
Super comfortable.
They look very nice.
And I can't believe I have to say this, but I got a book that I will not read.
Yeah,
Nerd.
nice. Why not?
Well, it looks like this, and I'll show him the book. Kyle, do you want to put the art up again?
Oh yeah, let's. I think it was that that was towards the end of the last session Nate was here for.
Oh, you
It
were here.
sounded familiar.
You're right. That's right. It was right at the end. Yeah. But
Uh,
Calvin's old. He
Oh.
forgets.
I like books.
Not
yeah,
this
it's
one.
a kind of black with an eyeball in the cover, leather-bound book. Doesn't look malevolent at all.
Now I've looked through this book, everybody. I've looked through this book and I've studied the notes, the void speech notes that we found. All of this too much of a coincidence. I think we're on the right track. Heading towards Moonbright might be the thing that uncovers this story. There are some spells in this book that might help us, but I would be very hesitant to actually cast them. The evils that are a part of this book, I'm not quite sure that I could handle it. So I'm going to keep this safe and locked away. And he puts it back in his pack.
His pack that does not have a lock.
Yes.
Just
No
a
lock.
quick history lesson. CJ, Bob, and I played in the campaign where my character, for about 5 or 6 levels, carried the Necronomicon in his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And just to make sure one of the other guys in the game didn't steal it, like, we knew what it was, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna, let's just. I was playing a paladin, so I was like, oh boy, we don't want this getting anywhere. But anyway, not that this is the Necronomicon or anything crazy like that. This is just a totally normal wizard stuff in it. Nothing.
Book with a mouth.
Nothing
Book with
ominous.
eyes.
Not at all. So you guys finish things up in Hogig. You're sort of greeted and thanked and given some field rations and a couple of basic things for your travels. And you set off in your new vessel, which you're free to name.
The SS Solana. I named it already. Don't even try. It's already named.
So you set off on the Saber River towards Moonbright. By boat, it's about a day and a half travel. The river is pretty quiet. There's a couple spots where it kind of cuts through the forest, so the forest is pretty dense. Again, no sign of those wolves. You guys can make camp on the side of the river on the first night, and then sort of proceed in. Yip, give me a perception check.
What do your yip eyes see?
Ooh,
Okay.
everything.
On that last leg of the journey, before getting to the city, you notice something in the brush on this by the river bank, and it catches your eye and it concerns you. So you ask everybody to sort of stop the boat so you can get out and look. And it looks like there's signs like someone was moving through the brush at some point.
Okay.
And what you noticed was sort of hanging in one of the sort of thornier bushes. As a kobold, you know exactly what this is. It looks like a portion of sort of shedded scales. That is sort of the normal course of a kobold's life. You sort of shed a little bit, kind of like a snake. To sort of, your scales kind of peel off as new ones grow underneath. But the reason why it caught your eye is because it's discolored. And being a kobold, it's one of those things where it stands out to you and it might not stand out to someone else. But it's sort of a sickly color. Like these scales were unhealthy when they peeled off. Yeah, the color's all wrong.
I explained this to everybody. This is strange. Weird.
Go on, Yip.
Did we meet any kobolds?
I look
So
around.
far,
No.
you guys haven't, besides Yip.
Are there any like tracks nearby?
I would say with a natural 20, there are some Yip in the area, but they're very old. At least 3 or 4 days old, minimum. With a natural 20, that's the only way you would have spotted them. That's kind of, the ground is kind of, other animals have moved through and just sort of natural, sort of thing. You notice a few tracks, but nothing significant. And these sort of peeled, shed scales, like they're all dried out. Like they look like they've been there for a while.
Do I know anything about the sort of like the biology of the kobold or the snake that would be a reason for pause? Like the coloration you mentioned was odd.
I'd say give me a medicine check.
Medicine.
With an 11,
11,
you would also sort of, with Yip pointing them out to you, these definitely are kobold scales. And with sort of him mentioning like the colorization, you do kind of notice, especially like he's a kobold, he's standing right here. There is some variation in the coloring of kobolds, but there's certain hues that just are unnatural. And so having it pointed out to you kind of, you kind of discern it a little bit closer, and you do agree that something was wrong with this kobold scales when these shed. It was in a thorny bush, so it might have been passing through and kind of peeled off, kind of thing. But there's definitely something not quite right.
I hope we don't get to this new town and they're all hiding in their houses from kobolds that are zombies. That'd be real bad.
No, I have my own suspicions.
You have your suspicions. What is it?
Yeah.
Tell us.
It would appear to me that something fled down here. Probably who we're chasing, and they're actually a shape changer of some kind. They've shed their skin, and they've left it behind as evidence. But they did it outside of town, so now anyone could be a suspect.
What's his name?
Merrimack?
Merriwick.
Yeah.
Merrimack.
Merriwick might just be a shape changer. Shed his skin as a kobold. Changed into some other form.
That's a good point, Vigor. An astute assumption. Perhaps there's more to Merriwick than meets the eye. We should be cautious.
If he ever was Merriwick, it would explain the change of behavior.
Probably.
Right, like he killed Merriwick and left. Interesting.
Oh yeah, maybe some kind of shape changer became Merriwick.
We are some detectives, aren't we? Look at us, sailing down the river in the SS Solana, making all these great assumptions.
All right,
Crack team.
We should not mention this to the townsfolk, though.
No,
We should let them. We should tell them all that any one of them could be a murderer. Make sure the whole town knows. Someone among them is not who they say they are. Nothing that could go wrong in that situation.
Oh boy.
This is definitely a little sus.
God, do I notice anything in the water this whole time?
Make sure that we tell them all to calm down and don't panic.
Some fish.
Great.
Every now and again, you'll
I
find
catch us lunch.
or a wagon wheel that's been like
Okay,
discarded in the river eons. Just kind of decrepit.
How do you catch the fish, though? Do you use a fishing rod, or you just dunk your head in the water and you catch it that way?
Oh, I'm swimming. I'm chasing him down. Yes, fast swim speed.
It's kind of like if Tom and Jerry were underwater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Jerry.
All right. So after making that discovery, Yip and Calvin get back in the boat, and you finish your journey to the town of Moonbright. You sort of arrive from, and the map is up on Roll20, coming in from the Saber River here in the lower right corner of the map, right where it intersects with the North Cord River. And you can see right over here, there's some docks for a few ships, a few boats. You see a big walled off loggers camp, and then the village itself, or the town itself, is over here. You row up to one of the docks and tie the boat off, the Solana, off in the dock. What would you like to do?
So, I mean, looking at the map here, bring it up. You said we started off where? Which side?
You approached in from here,
Okay.
and docked at one of the docks over here.
I think it would be best if we wanted to keep our ruse that we actually deliver the gift.
Yes, we should make that the first priority and find the bride.
Now, you find it strange to give a sort of alias or fake names? Should we be hiding our identities if Merriwick knows that we're on the trail, or should we simply just be among the people?
The moment he sees any of us, he's going to recognize us, no? He saw us before.
It is true.
No way he'll recognize me. My face is covered.
Then you'd have to uncover it for him to not recognize you.
No, my face is covered. He won't know what my face looks like.
But he's seen you with a covering.
Yeah,
didn't
so he doesn't
change
know
your
what my face
clothes.
looks like.
Well, I don't either, and I've known you for quite some time.
Yeah. So you don't even know who I am. Perfect.
Good point. I'm a bit recognizable. So yeah, but perhaps we just roll with our regular names, or perhaps Vigor and I go hide somewhere because we are hard to hide our identity.
No, my identity's already hidden. I've already been over this.
Another thing we should consider is having some sort of code word or safe word if there is
Pineapple.
something coming.
Pineapple. I was gonna say pineapple.
Okay, pineapple.
Calvin starts stripping off his robes.
No!
Not again, Calvin.
You'll see Beetlejuice hanging by his armpit hair, and
I start
good.
walking away the moment you start stripping.
no, we're still in the boat. We're still in the boat.
Oh, no!
We're right in the boat. Yeah.
Hello, I
And-
want to join you in the water.
But he's taking it off because he's taking out his typical wizard's robes, like a kind of normal day. He's not his ones with all the star charts and everything on it. He's gonna dress in a more more Gandalf-y, gray beige robes. So he does that. So.
As you arrive, very busy. Fishermen bringing their boats in. A couple of trade ships are unloading and loading various wares. You can see some people actually setting up some of the booths and things like that for the upcoming festival. And one of the dock workers, helps you tie the boat up and says, first time in Moonbright.
Yeah. First time. We're here.
He notices your large symbol of Solana. He goes, are you here to worship at our temple?
Yes.
All are welcome.
Absolutely.
Solana's worshippers, of course, are among the welcome. I believe we've even got a Solana sort of small shrine specifically that you could pray at if you like to. We have all sorts of denominations. We don't discriminate here. But it's quite a we're quite proud of it. It's quite lovely. Anytime the doors are always open.
Fantastic.
Of course, you could always enjoy a drink and a meal at the Dragon's Thirst Tavern. Are you here for the festival?
We're actually here on business, but we may go to the temple in the festival.
Oh yes, all are welcome. A lot of exciting things happening here in Moonbright. we're expanding, we're growing, we're becoming a destination, and I for one, I'm very happy about that. This used to be a very dull farmers town, but a lot of new people, a lot of new faces, a lot of exciting change.
How's the crime?
Well, I mean, there's always some. I mean, there's Crazy
Recently?
Earl, the
Any
beggar,
recent?
sometimes steals bread. The mayor does a good job of keeping the peace. We've got a few deputies, and the sheriff. They're good folk. But we.
The one known criminal is a person without a home who steals because they're hungry. That's a pretty crime-free neighborhood. This sounds lovely.
I mean, he actually does have a home. He just doesn't go there. It's a thing. The healers have tried. He's relatively harmless.
I understand. I just thought you wanted to get into a conversation about
just
wealth
sort of
inequality.
insists on stealing every now and again. I don't know why.
No, of course. The rush.
Perhaps. Crazy Earl is, he got his name, for the,
He got his
crazy.
name.
the expected reasons. I'm trying to be sensitive.
Indeed. Yes.
I thought it was
Earl
like
is, he's one of us. We try to be respectful.
We love Earl.
I thought maybe it was a ironic name, like a really tall guy named Tiny, or a really fat guy named Slim. Like he's like the most sane guy ever, and we just call him Crazy.
Yeah. Well, we certainly will be on our business and maybe check out the festival and Temple of Solana, and I know we've got one thirsty dragon here, and I slap Yip on the back.
Oh yes, I believe you'll find plenty of food and beverage to your liking. Enjoy your stay. I'll keep an eye. I work here on the docks. I'll keep a watchful eye on your vessel here, and make sure it's safe.
No, just a quick question. What was the festival in celebration of?
Well, it's a harvest festival. Although in years past we haven't really celebrated much. The harvest has been sort of average, but with the upcoming wedding, we thought maybe that would be a reason to sort of get back to the festivities. We have more travelers. We have, this air of energy and excitement. So we thought, let's get back into the spirit of things and celebrate Moonbright.
That sounds really great. So you're having a whole bunch of people show up to celebrate the harvest. You're gonna have a whole bunch of like newcomers and everyone in town come and eat and drink, all from the same kind of like pool of food, along with this wedding that's gonna happen.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Let's carry
Sounds-
on,
sounds
my
great.
friend.
We
We have business to attend to. What was your name again?
we should probably get off the dock and go have a chat
Yes.
somewhere.
What was
away
your
from
name,
other
dock worker?
people.
My name is Frederick. Welcome
Frederick.
to Moonbright.
Frederick, here you go. And
I'm
I
not
give him
the
a gold
official
piece.
greeter, but
I give him a gold piece, and I say, Frederick, my man, my boy, keep good care of the SSS Solana.
Absolutely, sir. I will do that. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
And you
just
let me
gave
know.
him like a 6-month salary.
Hell
like, in
yeah,
one shot.
and yeah,
welcome.
I don't need it.
Welcome to Moonbright. This.
And would there be any places with good books?
We do have a small library, in town. You're free to peruse. I think the mayor has a book collection she's quite proud of. And we're farm folk. I'm sure they have novels and things like that. People have their favorites. We're more like where people come to sort of relax and write a book, than really get into the sort of higher education side of things. But I'm sure
That's
there's
okay.
some reference materials or anything. The library's got a nice little variety. We're
Good
not a
man.
big city, but
Good man, Frederick.
we do have a library. Yes,
Keep care of the boat.
absolutely. You'll be the best kept boat here at the docks today, sir. No problem.
I don't doubt that. All right, everyone, let's get this gift to its owner.
So you guys can go into deeper into the town. You want to deliver the gift? Was going to be your first order of business? Okay.
On our way, I turn to Calvin and I'm like,
If we don't stop this Merrywick, this whole place is going up like kindling. I don't like the idea of this whole festival thing. We already came from a town where they were poisoning the food and the water to spread their disease. This just seems like that town was a test bed to make sure that it worked.
I share your concern, friend. I do think, though, this might be the best way to trap Merrywick. If he's here for some sort of nefarious purpose, he'll make himself known.
Various purposes. But he could be anyone. He could even have been Frederick over at the docks.
True. We'll have to study this more. And keep all of our secrets close to the chest.
Nate, I look down the roadway and I see a woman walking with her child and I go, he could even be them.
Both of them?
With them.
She kind of and like totally walks like in a different direction than she was going, so she could get indoors really fast.
Yeah.
I try to wave.
See? That's so suspicious. Why did they go inside so quickly?
Maybe we should focus on the vulnerable points of places that could be poisoned, like the food.
Good idea.
Is there perhaps a granary or a food warehouse where they store their food, or maybe a well?
If there's wine, though, it should be sealed for now, correct?
It'd be sealed in jars and casks.
Or even barrels?
So, I wish we had a timeline for how long the infection took to set in.
Do we have a timeline? We might have, right?
I would say like the first people to get sick would have been a few weeks ago. And then they sort of gradually got worse. And then the first to like go kind of berserk was a little over a week before you guys arrived in the town. Because they wouldn't have really been able to survive much longer than that, sort of boarded in, running out of supplies. That's about the time like when Wingnut would have been effectively missing and Kailana would have sent you to look for him and things like that. So
I think we just play it casual. We deliver the gift. We check out the shrine, and we go to the library together. We all get books. We read for hours and hours, and then we just see what comes. And I think that's the best.
Wanders off.
Yeah, Yip wanders off. Where's Yip Jr.?
Okay.
Is he following you?
Yeah, he's like on my shoulder.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. It's actually interesting that you just said that.
Uh-oh.
So Calvin starts talking about books. And then as a group, you guys start moving on, but like Yip disappeared. Calvin was talking about his books and he kind of walked off in a random direction. And you guys start heading out. You ask around a little bit about the family, the Northcords. The parents are villagers. They're farmers. They have a rutabaga farm just outside of town. And their daughter's probably there, doing wedding preparation and things like that and getting things ready to go. So the folks in the town will have let you know where their household is. Ello, after a few minutes, Yip Jr. shows up, and he crawls up on your shoulder, and he's like tugging on your shirt.
Uh-oh.
Friend, yes. Oh God, it's great to see you too. And what is Yip? And I'll do kind of like a 360
jumps
looking
off
around.
your shoulder and runs down a little like back alley that was in between a couple of the buildings.
Excellent. I will sprint after him. Hey, I'm a little faster now as a monk.
That's true.
Very fast monk.
So yeah, with lightning speed, you sort of figured out how to swim on land. So you're like that little boost of speed is like your aerodynamics have improved a little bit. Like
Are you doing the Naruto run?
Yeah, except I'm doing a stroke every time, bringing my hand forward.
You get to the alley. You don't see anything. It's empty.
Sure.
And then sort of Yip Jr. kind of was running after you, but you're so fast, like you outpaced him really, really abruptly. But he eventually like kind of catches up, and he's looking around. And
And I say, all right. I probably should have said something to the rest of the crew before sprinting off. Yip, if I also disappear, can you go tell the rest of them? And I will walk into the dark alley. And I'm looking for tracks, or kind of anything suspicious that I can learn about what's going to happen.
You get about halfway down the alley, and you find a bunch of sort of heavy boot tracks, like 2 sets of heavy boot tracks. It looks like something was being dragged in between them.
Would I assume that is my friend Yip's drag marks?
You sort of follow them.
I did drag him in our first episode, like through the woods for a while.
That's true. The signature,
You find
right,
myself
that
being
signature.
dragged.
This being a back alley, there was a little bit. It's not paved. It's sort of like
Sure.
kind of trail. So there's a little bit of mud. It was a little rainy, so that's how you notice the tracks. But once you get to the other end of the alley, which is basically the next street, it's paved.
Yeah.
So the tracks went onto the paved road, and then you can't really see what direction they went. And
Shoot.
as you emerge, it's just sort of normal commerce, people walking around, nobody.
If I sprint across the street, like the paved road, is there any other kind of tracks around, or as I kind of look around, do I see anyone suspicious or wearing these boots that might match the size?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Great. A 17.
Okay. You sort of, because of your extra speed, right? You're moving a lot faster than a normal person. You just happen to notice 2 armored figures, like in like not quite half plate, not like military style armor, more like basic sort of guard level armor.
Okay.
And they're dressed the same, so it's almost kind of like a uniform. Walking into the jail with and they're dragging a big sack. So Yip, you didn't really care about all this book nonsense. Like, they're gonna go read books. I'm gonna go find something to entertain myself. So you just sort of randomly went in a direction, and then, you heard about this festival, and it must already have started because you're on this great amusement ride. You sort of got swept up in this, and you're like, it's kind of like you're like tubing or something as you're going down. You can't really see where you're going, but you're having
body surfing.
And then you're sort of hoisted up in the air, and tossed out of this ride that you're on, and you kind of tumble forward on the ground, and you look up just to see a jail cell get closed. And there's 2 armored humans, kind of standing. I was like, we got one. We got to tell the mayor. They're in the town now. This is crazy. And you sort of get up and kind of looking around, kind of taking in your surroundings, and you're in like a single cell, but there's another cell next to you, and there's a guy in the other cell tied to a chair.
What's he look like?
He looks just like Merriwick.
You.
And he slowly turns to look at you, and he says, "Oh, fancy meeting you here. And he just kind of turns back to look at the door of his cell, like kind of.
Yeah, fancy meeting you here too. What are you doing here? Yep.
Well, yesterday I was getting arrested, and today I'm probably going to be murdered by you.
And eaten.
Oh, well, I mean, that's horrifying, but I'll be dead anyway, so.
Unless you come clean.
Yes, I imagine my comeuppance is due. But, well, it is what it is. My fate has been decided, I guess.
What did you do to the mushroom people?
Well, I didn't really do anything to them. I wasn't even. I didn't plan any of this. It all went wrong. The spores were too strong. But I didn't know enough about them that. I didn't want anyone to die. I just wanted them to get sick and leave.
Why?
Because I was hired to clear out the town.
By who?
Well, that's complicated. They were not nice folks, and I didn't really take them seriously. They offered quite a bit of money, but I'm a fisherman. I don't need gold. But then that one, he looked at me differently. And then a third eye on his forehead opened, and he really looked at me differently. And that's when I knew that they were like me and that they could be trusted.
Like you how?
And he kind of stares off and ignores you after saying that.
Oh.
You have all your gear.
Yeah,
They just
so
scooped you up in a sack and threw you in.
I just realized. So I've got my lock picks and stuff. Is the door locked?
The cell door is. The two guards left.
I'm gonna try and pick the lock.
Okay. Give me a thieves' tool check. That would be like sleight of hand with proficiency if you have it.
So is that advantage? Oh, I got a 23.
Oh yeah. You didn't even need your tools. This is a really primitive lock. You just sort of reached in with like your little kobold little claw finger.
If I get you out too, you'll come with us and tell your story. Maybe you'll live.
I mean, you can let me go if you want. We're all doomed anyway.
Why?
And he kind of looks at you, and his eyes like really creepily sort of widen. And he just says, because the darkness is coming.
You're like the 8th person to say that. Yip is not the most brightest match in the book, so he's got to get this dude back to the party. That's all he. Let's go. I'm getting you out, and we're gonna go back, and you're gonna talk to the wizard. He's smart. So I'm gonna open his lock.
Okay, so just like with your cell, the lock is not that difficult, and you start sort of untying him from his chair. He doesn't resist or anything.
Okay.
And you sort of walk him outside, just in time to see Ello beating the shit out of those two guards, just outside the jail, like right kind of outside.
Okay.
Like you just see like the last punch just drop the second one. The other one's like already like he's got the little Tweety birds kind of floating around his head.
So I'll keep part of the rope like tied around the dude's waist so he can't run away.
Sure.
And like a leash, and I'll drag him up to Ello. Here, I found something.
And there's like a huge commotion. And Calvin, Vigor, and Elle would have kind of caught up to Ello in time to see him just take these guys down like within seconds. Nothing like like a leg sweep and just like basics, like not to kill anyone, but just to kind of disable them. And then you also would see Yip come out of the jail with Merriwick in tow.
I won't tell anything about getting caught or any of that. I'll just say I followed them and I found him and I took him prisoner.
Yeah, so the
He
two
could
guards are like on the ground. They're disoriented. Like, what the fuck was that? They're sort of in
That's
shock.
what you get for messing with my friend.
We made a perfectly legitimate arrest. These kobolds are laying siege to all the farms. Oh, nasty little things. Ugh.
Not this one though. This one's been good. Generally.
He's
Give me
with
a
us.
persuasion check.
Sorry?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh, excellent. Let's go. Not gonna be much. Oh, 16.
So you're not sure if it was just your sort of persuasive words, but also the fact that you just like took them down like they were nothing. But the two guards kind of look at each other and it's like, well, I mean, if they meant to kill us, he definitely would have. And the other one kind of looks over. Yes, I mean, in our haste, we didn't get a good look at him, but he is a different color than those kobolds.
I'm from the tribe of the Great Worm Kraxkalak. I'm here on a mission of great importance. You interrupted that mission.
Well, I guess perhaps you should speak to the mayor and clear all this up. Wait, why did you let the prisoner out?
He's my prisoner now. I'll point to them both. This little tiny kobold.
We caught him boosting some merchandise from some of the shops, some food and a cloak and some rope.
Ooh.
So a man wanted to be fed and clothed, and you threw him in jail? Shame on
possibly
you.
tied up for the rope.
And Merrick was in their defense, I was stealing it so I could run.
We'll deal with you later.
I mean, technically, I am a criminal.
Quiet. Silence.
My God, stop it. Invoke the fifth, my man. Jesus.
The guards are they're like helping each other up, because they're like in armor, so it's a little bit harder to stand. And there's a full confession. This is highly irregular. We need to speak to the mayor. The mayor needs to be involved in it.
Yes, bring the mayor over to us. We will talk to him.
No, we should go to the mayor's residence. I hear they have a
You don't
wonderful.
go to someone's stronghold. You
I
have
hear
to
they have a
bring them
wonderful
out.
collection of books, El.
But we're not going. No.
We could talk to the mayor. We can straighten this whole thing out. And then I say, I am a wizard of the university.
Fun.
Merriwick looks at you, Calvin. And similar Yip to the way his face sort of changed and his eyes got a little wider, looks over to Calvin and says, "You've seen it."
Seen what?
I can feel, just like I felt with them. You've seen the dark.
All right, now this is enough. Quiet, please.
He kind of
take us
smiles
to
a
the
little
mayor.
bit.
What does he do?
He kind of smiles at you a little, like,
Hmm.
"You understand? You understand? It was
The mayor,
the right
please.
thing to do."
Take us to the mayor.
So the guards will escort you guys to the mayor's home. The town's flag flutters in the breeze from a banner on a relatively small log home. The well-manicured moonberry bushes around the house speak to a meticulous, patient owner. A heavy wooden door is propped open in a welcoming gesture. People freely come and go. The guards sort of knock on the doors. Ms. Mayor, there's a lot happening. Please come out. We have something that we need you to make a decision on, I guess, or something. and you hear sort of a voice inside the yes, I'll be there in a moment. Yes. And you hear like heavy books being closed and things like that. And is she a human? Let me look here real quick. I gotta look for her thing. Where is it? A lot of NPCs, people.
We open the door and just there's books everywhere. She like takes she takes a bun or her bun out, lets the hair all fly down in slow motion, and Calvin, Lady in Red, just starts playing.
She is a human. Very fashionably dressed, brightly colored, tasteful makeup. Okay, so she kind of comes out. Goes, oh, well, we have many guests. I am Mayor Yara Ranit, newly elected mayor of Moonbright. How may what seems to be? Is that the thief you caught yesterday? And the guards are like, yes, these strange individuals. They say they know this guy. One of them was a kobold, but they say he's not one of the kobolds that has been, making trouble for the farmers. We weren't sure what to do, so we brought them over here.
I think it's all a misunderstanding.
Indeed.
It was about a 10-minute walk from the jail to the mayor's house. Calvin, Merriwick has not stopped staring at you.
I felt the stare.
Sort of like.
Oh, I felt it. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, he doesn't look at him.
Can I stand between them? I don't like this.
Yes, please.
I lean into the mayor with my hand out. Hello, Puffsmart. Legal representation for both Yip and Merriwick here.
Yes.
Looking to clear up what's going on.
D&D lawyering.
Yes.
CJ and Bob know I love this.
Okay.
Of course, it's the most strange looking of us two that gets to be the lawyer.
Oh, this is Vigor, my partner. Puffsparn and Vigor, the lawyers extraordinaire.
Well, if you've got some issue with this gentleman here, you can gladly take custody. He's a petty thief. Would have been a slap on the wrist anyway. If he's wronged you in some way, you can deal with that. I'm more concerned about your friend here. We've been having quite a bit of trouble with folks of his ilk.
So one kobold is bad. It must mean they're all bad, yes? Pretty sure there's a bad there.
So far, all the ones that have come to our denizens have been bad.
Understood. Well, I can tell you with multiple witnesses that this one certainly has not wronged this town. And I believe he's probably entitled to some compensation for being thrown into a bed.
Wrongfully accused.
Wrongfully imprisoned.
Well, I don't know about that. My guards may have been justified in their concern, perhaps a little overzealous, but definitely justified with what our town has been going through. However, if it's compensation you're looking for, if you could root out this kobold problem, you could be. I would be willing to compensate you for that. With the wedding just around the corner and the festival, we're expecting a lot of tourism, a lot of new faces. We want to give a positive outlook to any new tourism opportunities, trade opportunities, and these kobolds could be a nuisance. They could affect the crop. They could, attack people on their way into town via the roads. I mean, who knows? We don't even know what they want. They've just been sort of creating mischief in the different farmsteads and in the woods.
So what are you offering?
Well, we've spent quite a bit of our coffers on the incoming festival, but I could part with 20 gold apiece if you can root out this kobold problem. once and for all.
Our last job offered us 50 apiece. And you want us to
Well,
risk
that-
our lives going after
That person was
several-
clearly richer than we are.
Much smaller town than this, too, that we saved.
I guess your concerns aren't that heavy on your mind then.
It's not that we need more coin. I try to cut in here. Definitely against the group's wishes, I'm sure. But he goes, you see, there's a misunderstanding. We're already on a job. We're looking for this individual here. If you don't mind, it's best that we keep him with us, and I'll take out my, I don't know, I'm sure I have some sort of, university, something magical, I don't know if it's a letter that I have or my signet ring or something like that to show that I'm not just a nobody here, okay? I'm kind of a big deal.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check also?
Sure. Yeah, Calvin's actually decent at charisma. Okay. And a 5. All right,
Oof.
great.
So
Great.
she takes a look, at your ID basically, and she says, "Well, you all certainly look capable, but anything short of a Division 7 credential, I think it's best to keep this as a more of a transactional agreement. You are strangers here. Like I said, this man is to us is merely a thief. If you have other business with him, you're free to settle that business with him.
Well, we're
short of a
certainly
public
not.
execution. But if you are people of action, as you appear to be, we are in need of that assistance, and we would compensate you for it."
Well, we're certainly not Division 7, am I right? And I look around everybody.
No, there's only 4, 2,
5?
There's only 5 of us.
Well,
No,
Well, we
no.
have the
Division.
pet.
No. Division 7. You all know Division 7, don't you?
You guys all have
Yes.
heard of Division 7. Division 7 is like the big like adventuring hero organization, like the Avengers kind of.
yeah.
They have like regional offices where they have like groups of people that handle stuff and keep the peace and make sure bad things don't happen, like very top tier, high level stuff. Every
No, we're-
adventurer aspires to be part of it.
We're certainly not Division
It's a
7.
prestige thing.
Yeah. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the comedy, we forget to answer seriously sometimes. Yes, Division 7.
But the prisoner is ours to deal with, as you said.
I mean, don't execute him in the streets. We do have children living here and things
we
like
won't
that.
execute him at all.
Whatever wrongful deeds he's done to you, by all means. Petty thievery would not have incurred a stiff penalty. Perhaps a few days of community service, and we would have let him go anyway. But if
Poisoning and
he's,
murdering an entire village.
Oh, well, that certainly is worse.
Yeah.
We're not saying he did that.
No,
I look
it's
at
not saying
Hugo.
that he did that, but I mean, if someone
Right.
did do
At
that,
least not without his representation here.
How old's
I would
the mayor?
slanderous to say something like that.
She's a little on the younger side. You were kind of, when you heard mayor, you were expecting someone a little bit older, but she's
Yeah.
probably in her early 30s, maybe.
I mean, Calvin never has time for a wife, so it's not a big deal either way. But he says, "We heard you have a library. Is this true?"
Yes.
Yes, it's a modest one, but it's certainly got some interesting reads.
I'd certainly love to take a look at your books.
Want to see your giant tomes?
I would love them.
I says, well, it's all are welcome
It's a
to
rub
to the
euphemisms.
library and read whatever we have to offer.
Yip
I
wanders
will do
away.
that. I will do that. All right, so let's.
I follow Yip this time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn to the guards and I'm just gonna say, like, If we're going to be dealing with the kobolds here, you have to hold on to this prisoner for us longer and make sure he doesn't kill himself.
By all means, we'll put him back in the cell. And they kind of reach for the rope. And still staring right at Calvin. He hasn't paid attention to anything anybody said.
Where can we stay in this town?
There's plenty of lodging. If you want to arrange for that, I would go to the tavern. The tavern keeper sort of manages all of that, and that is the newly rechristened tavern. Where is it?
The Dragon's Breath?
Yes.
Okay. Let's head there. And I think
Dragon's Thirst. Excuse me.
Dragon's Thirst. Let's head there, and if the prisoner is going to be secured in prison, I think at some point we got to have a one-on-one talk with him, right?
Yes, is that before or after the kobolds?
I think we deliver the gift first,
True.
because we don't want to mess up with the wedding, and then we
Did we
can head
find
out.
They need that sandwich press.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the wedding is just a failure.
Very
Did we
important.
find out where the kobolds, where they might be coming from, or where to start investigating?
Yeah, the guards will tell you. They mostly get sighted by the farmers. Sort of
Okay,
wreaking
so maybe
havoc on
more info there.
on crops. No single incident yielded a lot of damage, but
Sure.
the sightings are happening more and more often. They've been spotted in the woods. Yip was the first kobold seen in town, and that's why the guards kind of acted so impulsively, because they wanted to kind of get him get him locked up and then make sure that there weren't any others.
So we want to head. We want to head to the outskirts of town and see the farmers and talk to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are given directions to the tavern. You see a freshly painted sign hanging outside a weathered establishment. The sounds of laughter and merriment spill from the door each time it opens, as does the smell of a rich, hearty stew. Okay. So you enter, and you see a very lively tavern, pretty well sized. Lots of tables. The bar is pretty decent sized, but it's a lot of people, a lot of sailors, a lot of travelers and stuff, sort of enjoying, a drink and some food. There are a couple of waitresses kind of scrambling around serving people. And there is a gentleman behind the bar. Let me go back to describe him. Where is he? Yellow flannel shirt with blue striping, thinning black hair, and a tight goatee. He notices you enter, greets you with a smile. Take a table if you'd like, if you can find one that's not occupied. We're very busy today. And let the waitress know your drink of choice. When he raises his hand up to sort of wave you in, you notice there's a spiraling scar down his arm. And a little chunk of his ear, a little piece, almost like a bite. There's a little piece missing from his ear.
Does it look like it's Yip sized?
Probably something small.
I didn't bite him.
You have a pretty nasty scar there, friend. Recent?
Oh, this? Oh, no. I got this a long time ago. In another life, when I was on the road seeking fame and fortune. I found no fame, a small amount of fortune. And then he goes to sort of clean a... you could tell by his, delivery, he said that, 1 million times. That's a catchphrase. And he goes to, clean a glass and things like that.
You have lodging for a group of fellow fame and fortune seekers.
Oh, well, all are welcome here at the Dragon's Thirst. Newly rechristened. New business venture for me and a new a new chapter for Moonbright. And then some people are like, ah! You know, they some cheers from the patrons.
How's your library?
Oh, I'm not one for books, but the children like it.
Well, I couldn't help but notice your tattoo there. I'm a big fan of body modification. What does that mean?
Oh, this scar. Oh, yes. I got that from a vile creature called an ankeg. Fought it in the desert. Nasty.
Well, excellent. I may have misheard. I thought you said tattoo.
Oh no, it was a scar.
Nice. Gotcha. Awesome. Very cool. What? Lovely. Not a big fan of deserts myself. Lacking a bit in the water category.
That was a sad day. Lost some friends that day.
I'm sorry to hear that. If you want to talk about it, I'm here as a shoulder.
Friendly newcomers as well. Always good to see more friendly people. That's one of the reasons why I gave up that life.
Excellent.
I didn't want anybody being sad remembering me. So I got out while I could. Got a great deal on this place. Couldn't turn it down.
Who was the previous owner?
He points to one of the waitresses. It was her family. Where is it? Gotta scroll back up. A lot of scrolling.
A lot of names.
Not the North Chords, would you say?
No, the North Chords are no. They're
The bride.
Oh no, those are farmers. The North Chords, good people.
Their wedding is soon.
Oh yes, their girl is getting married very soon. The first set of names I gave you, the girl here, Emerald, my waitress, she co-manages it as well. She's the nucleus of this place. She grew up here. Her parents, the Perelbachers, were the proprietors of this place, and they wish to retire. Gave me a great deal, and they set off south. Warmer climes, I guess, perhaps.
You're on the bones.
Ebril. Feel like we
and
almost
you
met.
see, like the way hearing her name, she kind of looks up, and like as he started telling the story, she kind of goes back to what she was doing, picking up some plates and getting some things. Yes, I'll be over there in a moment. Yes, somebody's waving at her, and she kind of runs back into the kitchen, and then she's like really like systematically getting through like all these tasks. You know, the place is really busy, and she's got to like. She's handling all the various requests and things from the patrons.
Looks like she's more than just the nucleus. Perhaps she's the mitochondria as well, the powerhouse of this spot.
Yes, she's excellent. Very lucky that she decided to stay in town and stay here and work for me. I do the best I can for her.
Indeed. All right, to the room.
Yes, we've got, and there are some rooms attached to this building, the tavern itself, and then on the next block there's a few kind of like Airbnbs. They're kind of like used for lodging. So he'll arrange for you guys to have rooms.
Surprised there's still rooms with all these visitors for the festival.
Oh yes, rooms are filling up quite quickly. It's a few days until the festival and the wedding. But so that we do have a few spots left. I think you may actually be taking the last of them. It's 3 copper a day, but you get all meals and drinks, included. I have some attendants that will change your linens and things like that.
My
Do
goodness.
you have change
How do you
for a
make-
platinum? I've only got, I've only got big bills with me. Or I could just give you gold and
We can settle up when it comes time to check out. Don't worry about that. You folk look like you're good for it. I've got a good eye. Ding, and he kind of winks.
Excellent.
Everybody's been so nice in this town,
they're
right?
also-
Well,
Like,
It's a tourist town.
It's a very
Like, hold
exciting
on.
time for us.
but wait, really though, the
It's
dude
not
at the
called
dock.
Moon Dim.
Yeah, I know, but like the guy at the dock, the best dock worker of all time. Told us
Frederick.
everything about the town.
His name was Frederick.
Frederick. Then we met the guards who literally kidnapped our friend, and then
I
he
know.
escaped with the prisoner, and they were like, "Hey, well, you guys are good. It's fine." Then the mayor was like, "It's fine. Just don't murder him in the street."
You're right. This is kind of suspicious, Calvin.
And then the dude is like, "Here, 3 copper a day. Just whatever. Have the rooms. So you got food, drinks, linens are gonna get changed." It's like everything is so nice. Like, this is weird. And this is Calvin, this is Calvin thinking in his brain. But I'm just saying,
so
like,
nice.
I feel weird that everybody's so nice.
We should do something about it.
We all
Alright,
just become
well.
complete Karens.
Let's get to our rooms then.
So as you guys start to leave the tavern, a guy walks in, and he's carrying an axe, but like for woodworking,
He's an axe murderer.
not a battle axe, but like a normal tool.
He's here to
sort of
ask
axe.
a question.
And as he sort of enters, he looks at you, Al,
Uh-oh.
and he says, "That's an interesting bow you have there, ma'am." And he sort of takes his hat off and puts it to his chest. He's sort of politely taking his hat off. He goes, "Ebro, my usual, please. I've been working my tail off, and I need some of that stew." And he looks back to you and he says, "Well, you're an incredibly tall warrior, and you're carrying my bow. So you must be the woman my wife sent that letter about, who saved my son."
I was just at the right time.
Well, I'm glad I was able to thank you in person. And that giving you that bow was the perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I won it in an archery competition. It's merely nice looking. It's not anything special, but
It's very.
by all means,
good.
I owe you that and more. Thank you so much for
You're-
protecting my family when I couldn't be there to do it.
You're too kind.
I'll leave you to your.
Oh,
Business.
what's your name?
What's his name? Okay, his son's name, because I wrote that down, was Jeremiah. His son's name is Jeremiah Jr. No,
Oh.
his son's name is Jeremiah the Third. He's Jeremiah Jr. I'm named after my father, and I named my son after him, but I was already there, so he's the third.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, there may be a fourth.
Congrats.
Eternally grateful for your bravery.
Oh. Don't worry about it.
Uh-oh.
You look quite strong. If you're looking for work, we could definitely use someone strong like yourself over at the logger camp. Man, we've been just churning out lumber like you wouldn't believe. It's been so unbelievably busy. That's why I came here from Hummelane. I heard about very lucrative work, so I came here to Moonbright to make some money to send home. But the work I thought it would be a few days, but the place is really busy. I'm accumulating quite a bit to bring home to my family, and thanks to you, I have a family to go home to. So thank you so much. But they're always looking for capable hands if you have some spare time and want to make some coin.
It sounds like a good workout.
You know, I was quite the lumberjack when I was in my youth, and I cracked my knuckles and I'm like, arthritis.
We also need people to count the lumber, so you'd probably be good with the numbers and things. And he kind of goes over to the table and sits down, and just like he asked, she knew exactly what he wanted, so comes right to the table as he sits down. He goes, "I can't believe the service here. It's fantastic." And he just starts just going to town on this stew because he's been out in the fields all day, so he definitely worked up an appetite.
All right, we have to get to our room before we meet any more nice people.
So one of the hands at the tavern brings you to your rooms. Rustic, not particularly fancy. on the smaller side, but you can tell like these were houses that were kind of converted. So rather than going for opulence, they went for like comfortable enough, but packing in as many people as they can. And as you approach, you can see there's most of the rooms appear to be occupied by sailors and a couple of traders that are like writing in ledgers and talking about making deals and things like that. Just sort of hubbub and the expected sort of activity. So you guys can leave whatever your traveling stuff or your gear or anything in the rooms. They give you the key, each very basic lock, nothing too crazy security wise, but comfortable enough, even for someone as tall as you. They said, well, we gave you one of the larger beds, but it should be comfortable enough. And you've been traveling enough, like very rarely can they accommodate someone of your height, like under normal circumstances. But you look at the bed and you're like, it's pretty close. It's actually going to be really comfortable, like certainly more comfortable than some of the other spots you've stayed at, since you've been sort of out in the world traveling. So, and it looks comfortable enough. So you guys have settled into your rooms. It's just about 11. So this might be a good spot to call it for the night. I know we got a little bit of a late start tonight, but we covered some ground, and we can pick it up.
Can I say one last thing as we get settled in our rooms? Is it all one room or is it like multiple?
It's like a bunch of units, but they're all like next. Your rooms are pretty much next to each other, so
they're all conjoined rooms. They have that door in the middle between them.
When Calvin gets to his room and he finally is like by himself, he's just gonna think about that look that he got from what was his name, Merriwick, and when he talks about he's seen what he's seen, he thinks back to the moment where he was gazing into the stars and he saw the constellation blink, and he's gonna look at his bag and he sees the tome just kind of sticking out. And that's the last thing he'll do before he closes.
Not ominous at all.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so Bob, you said the 19th is the week we can't do the
Yeah,
show?
we're here next week.
All right. Okay. So we're on next week. Okay.
We're here next week, and then I will be on vacation that week, the 18th week. That's when we had talked about even like the beginning of the summer when we'd have to break. But we'll be back the 26th, and I think we'll be trying to wrap up at some point. There's no like time frame necessarily, but wrap up this arc and then see what happens in the fall.
We will be
Nice
sans
quiet
down.
town of Moonbright where nothing's going on.
Yeah, and I also think I am going to do a quick update this week. I'm gonna post when I'm gonna go live, just a quick chat, talk about some projects coming up on the channel. Probably Thursday, I'm thinking, and then next week we're gonna have the barbecue, the tabletop barbecue. Hopefully we can get as many people to make it, and we'll do a live stream when we're there. So next week, big time.
All right.
All right.
Great session again, guys. Had a lot of fun tonight. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kyle.
Awesome.
Don't forget
Bye,
to
guys.
like and subscribe, hit the bell button for all
Oh, yeah.
notifications and everything else.
CJ coming
Tabletop
through in the clutch.
Bob!
CJ's the best. See you all on the tabletop. Bye, everybody.